Welcome back to Sylvia's blog. Today we're doing part 3 of Giving New Life to Old Words. In part 1, we talked about church. Part 2, last week, we talked about worship and how worship is just kind of a way of life and more than just half an hour on a Sunday morning. And today we're going to talk about the word tithe. So what comes to mind when you hear the word tithe? What feelings does it invoke? I know for me, growing up, tithing was something that my parents did. It was a grown-up thing. And it was just kind of the offering plate is being passed around in church. They put money in it, and you continue on. I never really gave it a lot of thought, although I remember feeling like it was an obligation kind of thing, that if you went to church that you had to do it, or I don't know, maybe you'd be punished in some way. So I do remember having that feeling as well when I heard the word tithe. So let's see what the dictionary has to say about it. It says the 10th part of agricultural produce or personal income set apart as an offering to God, or for works of mercy, or the same amount regarded as an obligation or tax for the support of the church, especially 1/10. So that's something else I forgot to say, is that 10%, that's always kind of been the tithe go-to. You have to give 10% back to God, whether it's food, whether it's your money, whether it's services or anything like that. It's giving 10% back to God because He ultimately supplies us with everything, right? So with the Bible, that's what the dictionary says about it. We're going to check out what the Bible has to say about tithing. So in Matthew 23, verse 23, I always like when those line up. It says, "So woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You tithe from your luxuries and your spices, giving away 1/10 of your mint, your dill, and your cumin. But you have ignored the essentials of the law: justice, mercy, faithfulness. It's the practice of the latter that makes sense of the former." So I really, really like that verse in the fact that tithing always seemed like an obligation to me, something that you had to do or you might be punished. And so because I had to do it, I didn't want to do it. Does tithing have its place in the church? Absolutely. Otherwise, the lights wouldn't stay on, the heat wouldn't be on, the pastors wouldn't get their salary as well. Like, it definitely has its place, and it often goes far more beyond just that church building as well. So tithing absolutely has a place. It's extremely important if you do attend a regular church to help out, because you are enjoying everything that they have to offer as well. But what I'm here to give new life to that word tithe is, I've really come to believe tithing is giving. And it's just giving in any way. It can be money, but it can also be your time. It can be your services. It can be food given to somebody who didn't know where their next meal was coming from. It's just a form of giving. And what it really does is it really blesses you, the giver, when you tithe or when you give. And so a few years ago, I was watching a program by Joyce Meyer, and they were talking about giving. And I think they were asking for you to give to a certain organization. And so I remember when I first watched that thinking, what am I passionate about? What do I actually really have a heart for? And what do I want to give to? And I came up with nothing. So I did something, and I encourage you to do it, but I also caution you because it changed my life. I sat down and I prayed. I asked God, please give me something to be passionate about. Please give me something that my heart needs to help out, that I need to help fill this void. And the reason I say that is because we live in a broken world. This world is full of things to give to. There are so many. And so I was left confused What should I give to? What's right? What's wrong? A, I really don't think there is any right and wrong. But B, I think that everybody has something inside them that needs to help out in a certain area. And so I prayed, I asked God, and yeah, he answered my prayer. He truly did. So a few years back, he really put on my heart two things. The first one is crisis pregnancy centers. What the women and men do there are really amazing. They'll help any woman who is in a crisis event, whether that be she just got pregnant or some other occurrence and she doesn't know what to do or know what her options are. The Crisis Pregnancy Center allows her to share her story and give her all her options. And they're extremely loving and non-judgmental, and that really spoke to me. They also help if somebody really needs some baby clothes, they've just had a baby, or maybe some baby accessories. We all know, if you're a parent, babies need a lot of things. And so they really help out with that. And they were placed on my heart. So I started giving time and energy to them on top of money, and it really blessed me as well. My second thing that was really put on my heart is simply helping to end human trafficking. These days, there's a lot of modern day slavery. In fact, more than there ever has been in all of history. And so I did a lot of research, a lot of crying, but I really believe that God put that on my heart to be aware and to also help other people become aware and do what I can, whether it's giving money or just researching some more as well. So if you don't have something that you're passionate about to give to right now, pray about it or think about it. Ask God to give you something, and I know that He will. And I can guarantee you, not only will the world be a better place, but your heart will be filled to the brim as well. So that's the end of my 3-part series of giving new life to old words. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Bless you.